Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here to do just create a layout. I'm just going to use some odds and ends that I am trying to use up in my stash. This is the main thing that I am wanting to use. I have it's 36 sheets is what it started with, of Minion paper. I got on, I guess, clearance at Walmart, and I've narrowed it down some, but there's still quite a few pages in here. I don't know. I guess I thought that I would need Minion paper, so I've used quite a bit of it, and I'm going to use some of it today in this layout, maybe mostly for layers and matting, but I want to get some of this used up because I want to get this off my shelf. So there's that. These are the pictures. It's me and my son. It's just a, a day on our way to school, and we both had green shirts on, and so don't ask me, we just take pictures. And then I had pulled out 3 different American Crafts stickers from my collection. Well, this is pink Paisley Horizon. This is American Crafts BU, and this is my brand new thickers Captured. So I think that I'm going to pull my title from here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this smile arrow, and there's a couple of word phrases on here I thought I might try and use. So not that I'm trying to use these up and get rid of them, but I am getting close to being done with this one, so I'd like to narrow that down. And then this is my background paper. I created this myself. It was this yellow diamonds, and I created this stencil, which is looking a little wild and crazy now, on my Cricut. Just made it 11.5 by 11.5 and cut it, and then use this to spray. I have a few different stencils that I've used, and then I did a pickup after I sprayed it with some green and blue. I laid this down on top of the stencil to pick up the excess, so it got the ink from some of the blue and green circles. And then I sprayed another sheet of paper and then laid it down again. So it picked up a little the first time, and then this strip in the middle is from the second time. So I'll reuse this until it is no longer usable. But it made some really cool layouts that you will be seeing in future layout shares. So this is what I want to work with. Here's my pictures. Here's my stickers. And here is my paper pad. So I'm going to pull my paper layers from here, my embellishments from here, and other than maybe bringing in some little scattering bits like some of my gemstones or enamel dots from Park Lane. Other than that, this is what I'm going to work with, and we'll see how this goes. So the first thing I did was get my Creative Memories picture trimmer, or I think they're called personal trimmers, and trim one of the 3 pictures, only because I wanted it to be closer to a 4x4. I think it's like a 4x4 3/4. The other 2 I didn't want to trim down because there's just, stuff in each one of them. So I went through the paper pad, and I definitely want to use this paper that says unique because, well, we are. So I also pull out that dark gray-green. It's like a grayish green, and then a turquoise, and then that light blue says unique all over it, and then it says it on the back as well. So these are the 3 pages I'm going to work with. And I get out my Creative Memories trimmer, and I select the 2 that I want to use for my 4x6. And see, I'm just verifying that those colors all go well with the paper that I've already created. And so I'm going to trim this down. See, that whole thing says unique all over it. And it's so cute, but that light blue does not work for what I'm wanting. So I end up using that side right there, which also says unique all over it. And it has those two colors in the other paper mats. This aqua color and then that limey green color. So I just trim these into 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. One for each of the pictures that I have remaining. And oh, I'm so fast when I'm speeding this up 2 times 2. If only we could scrapbook this fast, although I don't think I'd be as enjoyable. So now I've decided that I want to do some strips of paper. I don't want a ton because I love this background, but I also don't want just the background. So it always makes me sad to watch people do all these really neat layouts with really cool or beautiful mixed media, and then they cover it and all you see is like a little bit peeking out, but really it is the way it is. So, but you still see enough of what is on this page because you'll see me move this page around to where I feel like it is showing off the mixed media in the background. And I do love doing stencil pulls. They are so fun. When you spray, I use the sprays to make an initial layout. And I have not used that page yet. I'm going to. I was letting it dry and debating on what I wanted to do with it. But after I was done, and I started to get my heat tool out and decided I didn't want to waste all that ink on the stencil. So without moving anything, I laid that yellow diamond paper down. I just said diamond really weird, by the way. I lay that paper down and it pulls up the ink from the stencil, so I'm not wasting. Sorry, my dog is acting cuckoo. So I am placing these pictures down to kind of in the layers to kind of get an idea where I want to put things and how far up they have to go. I'm also trying to figure out the best way to show off the mixed media by not covering all of it with the paper layers and the 3 pictures. So the 3 strips of paper layer that I created are the same 3 that I use for matting. So I want to stick with those same colors, but I wanted to have that whole strip that says unique on it because that could have been the title of this page. My son and I drive him to school every day. He's in middle school. I drive him to school every day, and we usually have a pretty good time laughing and joking around and stuff. And so we got in the car and realized that both of us were wearing green shirts and green pants. And I have no idea why, but it just seemed funny to us. So we took a picture of us being twins. So, anywho, so here I am just laying out these paper layers the way that I want them and trying to decide if the 4x5 or 4x3 3/4 picture is going to fit where I want it to on those layers. So I realized that it will, except the bottom part of the picture is going to lay on top of the exact same paper that the picture's matted in. And that is not going to work for me. So I get out my black soot Ranger ink and my little dauber, and I just dauber all the way around it to give it a black see, here it comes, to give it a little bit more distinction. I'm doing it before I mat it on this lime green paper because the paper I matted it on is not standing out enough for me. And then I do that also on the lime green paper so that it stands out against the exact same paper once it lays down on those 3 strips. I keep saying the word paper. The 3 strips. I'm just going to leave it at 3 strips. So I just go around, and I need to change my little dauber out because this one is the one I use the most, and it's getting a little to where it like sheds some of the little foamy bits that are on the dauber. So I need to change that. So I got all that on there. I already laid the paper, and now I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want the pictures to lay. So I'm overlapping the bottom 2 pictures to where you don't necessarily have to see my shirt in both pictures. You could see it in the first one. It is a school shirt for one of the schools in town, and I wore that shirt for a reason. That's why I'm in green. I was puppy sitting my pup that week, and I was hoping if I wore a shirt that my sister wears that he would not be so sad, and he may think that I was her because we're like twins. So not reeling, but people think we are. So anyway, so that's why I had on the specific shirt, and so I'll document. I did not journal on this layout during this process video, but I will go in and journal about why I'm wearing that shirt and just, having a good time with Jameson in the car before he goes to school, because, anything I can do to make him in a good mood before he goes into school every day is great, because normally I'm hassling him about one of the 9 million things that a teenage boy doesn't do or does do. So I get the pictures down, and I don't tape the top 2 corners so that I could tuck this paper where I want it. And I end up tucking the paper to where it is covering where the strips end, so you can't even tell that the strips are not full 12-inch strips. And it was not my original intention, but I like the way it looked. So then I also tuck at the top picture, that 4x4 3/4 underneath the 2 pictures a little bit, because I don't want it to take up the entire layout. Now see how much of that mixed media you can still see coming out the top and on the bottom right corner. I really am happy with the way that this turned out, especially since this is a stencil pull and not like a full-on stencil spray. I pulled that pink Paisley sticker that just says travel far. We don't. It takes less than 10 minutes to get to his school. And then I pull a smile, and then that one right there says today. So I put it underneath so it says travel far today. And I just wanted to bring that in because it has that same shade of green that's in the smile that's on the left side, pointing to my son, who is fake smiling. So I was debating between that everyday life and that little stories, because this is our everyday life. This is like my daily. But it's also the little things in life that have really started to affect me the most. I have been scrapbooking a lot of little moments, and I really, really love it. Like, it is like something like this I would normally have never scrapbooked, but this has been such a neat experience watching, going through and documenting all the even the little things. So I strongly encourage you to do that. All right, so I took 2 little gold arrows off of this sticker sheet because it's kind of like they're pointing, the word unique is right there, and it's like they're pointing at me and Jameson because we are super unique, odd, weird, whatever you want to call us. So I am happy with that, and I decided to pull in, like I had said originally, some Park Lane gemstones or epoxy dots. And I pull that one out because it's got that like army green, and I'm good with that, but I'm not sure if I want to use epoxy or if I want to find some gemstones. I do want to bring some gold in because I've got the gold words that say little stories. And so, and then I brought those 2 arrows in as well, but I wanted to bring some shiny gemstones or something in. So the first thing I do is I pull this little heart in a green. They're actually from Croucher's Corner, which is the dollar store, and just put 1 heart right there up in the top right corner. And then I get 3 of my gold Park Lane gemstones and put them right there between the pictures. And then I pull out some of the green, and these aren't Park Lane. I actually got these at Walmart, and there's 3 different sizes, but the big size is really big. So I use 1 of the medium and 2 of the small to just accentuate the title here. So, and really, that's it. I'm going to do some journaling on here. But other than that, I mat this on some khaki paper where all you can see is maybe an 1/8 of an inch strip at the top and an 1/8 of an inch strip at the bottom, because it needed some stability because that yellow diamond paper is very thin. And I thought that tan khaki color would be good with the gold. So really, that is it. I think I'll do my journaling in the yellow up at the top, or down in the bottom right corner. I haven't decided, but that's it. And that's my layout, and it was super simple and very fast. So have a great night, and I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping.